r/dating. Do you ever think that maybe you're just not meant to find your person? Just venting. I hit a point where I'm questioning whether I'm just not meant to end up with someone. I'm a 28-year-old female, and I'm 27. And honestly, I'm not completely awful person to date. Girl, I'm sure you're wonderful. Makes me sad. I make friends easily. I'm social and nice. I have a good job and hobbies. I'm normal, I swear. I'm not, but I'm not sure if I have the worst luck with guys or I'm just ... not meant to have a happy ending in the form of a relationship. I've had one serious boyfriend for 2 years, a few years back, and since then I've had small flings and being on so many dates. I've been on, I can't read. And been on so many dates this year. But every time something is going well, I get cheated on, or he ghosts me, or he moves overseas. You get the idea. I know 28 isn't that old, but it's just hard when everyone around you is settling down and you would love to as well. But it's like I'm just having the worst luck. At what point do you just give up? And before anyone says, just focus on yourself. I have been through phases for months. And at one time a year. Not dating, but damn! Your girl just wants a boyfriend now! I've done my time waiting. So there's another guy. His name is Little Jason, I think. Little Jason. I'm gonna call it Little Jason because I think it sounds cute. Little Jason. Yep. Never had a girlfriend, been on plenty dates, conventionally average in looks, introvert type, hobbies, Tesla and house, starting to accept that I'll just be single forever. Somebody else saying I'm 35, never had a partner or someone interested in me. And at this age, this fact alone is a deal breaker for a lot of folks. Oh my God. This is making me so sad. I love to experience intimacy and romantic love, but after a decade on dating apps, wow, that's a long time. Following advice, hiring coaches, and just being invisible to others in a romantic sense, I dropped out of the dating pool and admitted it wasn't meant for me. I cook, I read, I write, meditate, I meditate, and I do lots of sports. Oh my God. I made peace with there's more stuff, but I made peace with loneliness. It's not a nice feeling, but I know how to deal with it. Living life alone wasn't the plan, nor is it ideal, but I can go to bed at night happy because I did cool things during the day, and that's good enough for me. And this is from Silly Employment. Wow. Another girl, her name is Majestic Moa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Majestic MOA. I'm 24, male, and I said girl. I'm sorry. I meant it's a guy. This is like the picture. It's like a girl. Anyway, I'm so not woke. I'm a 24 male, and I reaching a conclusion of not getting that kind of happy ending as well. Oh my God, you guys, stop saying that. Oh my God. Okay, so this is just so many comments of people saying pretty much the same thing. Like, they're so lonely. They're like, late 20s or 30s or in their 30s, and they're just so sad. Like this guy, Tied Hands. Tied Hands says, for sure, 36-year-old guy here. I haven't had many relationships in my life, but the ones have been pretty intense, and everyone has ended with me getting my heart broken. At this point, I just feel like if it was going to work out for me, it already would have. I try to explain to everyone that no one is guaranteed happiness. Not everyone will find true love and live happily ever after. It's not in the cards for some of us. Okay. This is just comments and comments of people just saying pretty much like a similar story and how they relate. So I think this person got a lot of validation that they're not alone feeling like that, which I think is really important. Okay, so oh my god, this is like so long to like for me to give my thoughts on this. First of all, I believe that all of the people that are, the person who posted the question and all of the people that are commenting and they feel like crap, I'm really sorry that you are here. That sucks. It doesn't sound like any of you wanted to be single, and we grew up watching movies, or at least I did, right? Like of romantic relationships, and like you just assume that when you get older that's just gonna happen to you. You're gonna get married and find your soulmate and have kids if you want to have kids, or live happily ever after, travel around the world, like do life together, like either way, whatever you think of, like do life together, right? In whatever way. No judgment here. I'm just talking from my perspective, okay? And then when that doesn't happen, that is very devastating, and there's like a loss there. Like there's like a grief of like what I dreamed of, or what I wanted to happen, or what didn't happen. Even though it sounds funny, because grief is like loss of something that you had. In a way, like you have to grieve like what I wanted my life to look like, and it's not looking like that. Or who we thought we were gonna be, like who I thought I was gonna be at 27 years old is not who I am. Let me tell you that much. Like, in some ways I feel like I've exceeded my expectations, but in other ways, like externally, I feel like my life doesn't look like how my 8-year-old self would have wanted it to look like. And that's really painful, and there's definitely like a loss there. I definitely know that dating is definitely hard now, because our generation, there's a lot of amazing, beautiful things, and there's a lot of stuff that is like, ugh, I don't know, and it can make it hard. So I feel like I'm not like in a place to like tell anybody, like give advice about anything, because I feel like in a way, like I'm kind of here too, like, who I am and what I thought my life was going to look like at this age is not how it looks like. And I definitely feel like a sense of loss or fear. And like, I definitely sometimes question like, oh my God, like, this sucks. Like, what I know and what I believe, and this is something that I really believe in, I've learned in my healing journey, is that, what I've learned in my healing journey is that I believe that everything that happens in my life externally is a reflection of what's going on inside of me. Either I'm aware of that or not. Everything is internally, externally. So I believe that in a lot of ways, the way that my life has turned out now, and it looks now, and the way that I've created like a life that in a way is like made me really sad for a long time. I'm much better now. I'm in a much, much better place. But it was because I had a lot of traumas and a lot of wounds from my life, from my childhood, and a lot of generational stuff that didn't start with me, but definitely was given to me by my parents and by my lineage. Not judging my parents, just saying, okay? And everything, how my life looked and like what happened in my life externally, in some ways, because I don't think this is 100%, but I think this is like 90%, was just like mirrors to me of what was going on inside of me, and things that I needed to heal in my life, and things that I needed to heal inside of me, if that makes sense. So, because I believe that the universe in ways always gives you what, like, the universe is like a projection. Like, it's always projecting whatever is going on here inside in the heart, right? And if we have traumas and we have stuff that we are carrying, right? Like luggage, right? Or baggage, right? Baggage. Is that the right word? Baggage? Yeah, I think it's the right word. Sometimes it's like life is like we're like on a hike, right? Let's say we're on a hike, right? I don't know, not necessarily like we're going up and like it's like a struggle, whatever, but it's like we're going on a hike and everyone is carrying something. Some people are amazing, right? Or they're just blessed by their ancestors and they don't have a lot of baggage to carry. They don't have a lot of luggage to carry. But most people have luggage, and some have more than others, but we all in a way have luggage, right? Most of us. And it's like the heavier your luggage is, the more difficult life becomes. And sometimes what we need to do is like we need to stop moving, stop walking, take off the backpack and get the luggage out. And a lot of us, we don't even know, we're not even aware that we're carrying a backpack that is really heavy. We don't even know what is in that backpack. Or because we've been carrying this for so long and we have gotten kind of accustomed to the weight of it, that we just believe that the luggage is just part of us, that it's just part of life, and that's just how life is. And sometimes we look around and we'd ask people, hey, like, I find it so hard to keep walking. What do I do? And then other people, because also they have luggage, they're like, oh, that's normal. That's normal. That feeling of like your back is killing you, that feeling that you just can't keep walking, it's just normal. Everyone feels like that. Or they tell you, I've never experienced that. Too bad for you. Well, I guess it's luck. And something that I believe is like nothing in the universe happens because of luck. Like it's not like random. So in a way, sometimes we can get into like this, a little bit of like feel sorry for ourselves and be like, this sucks so much, which it does suck and it's heavy. This always happens to me, which it maybe in your life, it's always happened to you, right? I cannot change that. Not true. The feeling is valid, okay? But the projection that like, okay, what is happening to me right now, it has happened to me before, which is true and it's all valid. It might be true, right? That is always going to be like that. That is not necessarily true. So I think like sometimes we need to stop walking, take off the backpack and look what is there, because we are not aware that we are carrying a backpack and we don't even know what is in that backpack, and we are scared because the truth is like that's really scary. That's terrifying like nothing else, like to take off that backpack and take ownership, acknowledge what is there, and then start getting the stuff out. That is really scary because you don't even know what is there. So I think that if you focus on what am I carrying, what is weighing me down, okay? Take off the backpack and see what is in there and just get it out. Life will naturally change, because at the core of who we are, and I believe that wholeheartedly, at the core of who I am and everyone is that we are amazing beings that are a reflection of, if you believe in God, of God or the universe or higher power. We were made by this majestic, beautiful, mind-blowing universe. Like we are children and kids. We were birthed by this magical universe. And we are the sons and daughters of this magical place and this magical existence. And there is no way that we are not nothing else but magic. The problem is that we are carrying stuff, and sometimes that stuff didn't start with us. It started, God knows when, right? Way, way before us, and we're carrying this, and we internalize what we're carrying. So because we feel like life sucks for me, I'm never gonna find a partner, I'm never gonna have a happy ending, this is just what it is. And it's like we are losing the open eyes of like how wonderful life is. Not how wonderful life can be, but how wonderful life is. Just like being alive, having a body is like magic. Like, it's just magic, you know? And I think that, you know, look into yourself and see like, what is going on inside of me? You know, like, of course there's a wound there. Like there's a wound of like, I want to be with someone and I'm not with someone and I'm lonely. And I also think that is valid. Like the human beings are not designed to be lonely. Like being lonely is like, I think, I could be saying this wrong, but I think it's like worse than smoking or something like that. Like it's really bad and unhealthy for you. So of course there's this desire of like, I don't want to be alone, because you're not designed to be alone. Like, of course. Like, I feel like sometimes when people say like, you gotta be happy being alone to be with somebody. Like sometimes I feel like, well, we're not designed to be alone. Like nobody is gonna be genuinely 100% completely happy alone in the jungle. Like that's not possible. Even though I understand like the point of that is like, you know, like you need to be complete and like fulfilling your life to like bring that to some other partner, and you cannot expect the other partner to like fix your life, if that makes sense, or fix you. But I feel like, you know, just look into yourself, you know, and I think that there is a lot of stuff that I can, you know, I can be more specific because I feel like I'm talking very like, you know, magic and whatever. But like, I think, you know, things that have helped me is like reading books that are like self-healing books of stuff that people that I resonate with. That's really important. People that you resonate with, because we all know what we need in ways. So like, you know, like books where like I felt like in that moment that's where I needed, and that helped me a lot. Learning about trauma and about, you know, generational stuff, like a lot generational baggage and stuff like that. Learning about like, you know, attachment theory, and about like how the relationships that like the messages that we learn from childhood that were stuff that we were conditioned to believe, how does that shape the way that we are and the way that we show up in the world and the way that we relate with other people. And that I'm pretty sure is gonna have a huge impact into if you find a partner or not, you know? Maybe you have a belief that like nobody will ever love you, you know, like that is a huge wound. Like just believing like nobody will want to be with me, you know? Like there's a lot of stuff of people saying like, you know, like I'm ugly and whatever, like I'm not worth being with, or I'm not valuable enough, or I'm not good enough, or I'm doomed to be alone. Like those things are huge things, like huge rocks that you're putting in your backpack. And I'm not saying that you need to like delete it from your mind, because it's not a mind thing. It's like a heart thing. It's like a spirit thing, you know? And that's not something that you're like gonna like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get rid of it, I'm gonna stop saying that. Because you can maybe stop saying it, but you might still feeling it. And it's not about like pushing it down and getting rid of it. It's about like acknowledging it and seeing what is in there. Like what happened in my life that made me believe that I'm not lovable? What happened in my life, or who happened in my life? Like who came to me and told me in a direct way or in an indirect way that I am not lovable, that I'm ugly, that I'm not worthy, or like, why do I believe that this is like what's gonna happen in my life? And maybe that was an ex, maybe that was a really hurtful relationship, maybe it's something that happened in your childhood, maybe that was your mom or your dad or your uncle or something, maybe that was you got bullied in school, like something. You need to like really acknowledge that rock and see like where is this rock coming from? Who put that rock in here? Or like why did I choose to put this rock in here? And I feel like even though that sounds like juju and like whatever, like that I believe will have an impact in your life, you know? Because the thing is that maybe the woman of your dreams or the man of your dreams or the person of your dreams, you saw them at the cafeteria, or maybe you're friends with them, or maybe they in some way will show up into your life. But if you're not willing, if your heart is not open to receive them, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like somebody comes to knock on the door at 5 a.m. and I'm asleep. I could say, oh, nobody came. Nobody will ever come to my house. It's like, no, they came. You were just asleep. Or you were distracted or something. And I feel like our ability sometimes to open our hearts to love, right? Not mentally. Okay, this is not like a logical thing. This is not like, oh, how many dates you go to, on how many hobbies, how many people you meet. This is about like your heart being open to attract in a way the right person and to receive the right person and to give yourself to the right person, kind of a way. So like sometimes when with the analogy of like the rocks in our backpack, right, that we're carrying, though that kind of like makes our heart tired and our heart is like locked up, right? Because there's a lot of rocks, there's a lot of stuff that happened, or something happened that was really impactful for you, okay? You know, like maybe you were 7 and you went to a little girl and you asked her out and she was like, no. And then you got so heartbroken by that, like so rejected or something. You know, like just like somebody said like they were going on dates for 10 years. Like that is a lot, you know, like that is, I would feel really rejected, and like that is a long time. So I don't know if anybody believes me, you know, and like I don't have proof of any of that stuff that I'm saying, but like that's just like what I believe and like what I know in my heart is true. And I hope that helps anyone. Just not focus on yourself, but like see what is in there, what's going on. Just like the previous question, like what's going on, like what's going on, like what's going on. What do I believe? Sometimes we think that what we believe is what is in our minds. Okay, I'm almost done. Sometimes we think that what we believe is what it's on our minds, but what we believe often is not what is in our head, and it's more what is in our hearts. Yeah, so I hope that helps. I'm really sorry for everyone that is here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this video so long, but thank you for listening. I hope it helped anybody, and bye.